So I've been kind of on this brigade lately where any extra money I can scrounge up, I try to buy some new tools. So that's what I did. I got a new bench grinder. I've needed one of those for a while. I got a cheap one because I know I'm not going to use it that often. The grinding part I don't really care about, but I wanted a wire brush. I always seem to need to get rust off of something, so. And then I think it's funny when it comes to power tools. Like I have this impact driver that I just got not too long ago, and I wanted to get an extra battery for it. And it seems like just getting a battery and an extra charger costs pretty much the same as this entire kit does. So I just decided to buy this. It comes with the drill, and then it comes with the battery and the charger, and it's like a $20 difference from just getting another battery. So then I got some welding stuff. I got some welding sleeves. I'm not good at wearing protective equipment when I'm welding, but I always seem to burn my arms up real bad. So I got those. I got a cut brush, put on my grinder, cleaning up metal a little bit. And then I got some more of these magnetic clamps. I already have a few. Big one, a medium one, and now I have some small ones. So those make a world of difference when you're fabricating something. So this bench grinder, obviously I have bench space here to put it, but it shakes whatever you hook it to so bad that I think I might make a separate small bench for it. I have all this wood over here that I was trying to use some of it up the other day when I built this wood crate over here. But I think I'm going to try to use kind of the rest of some of the scrap wood to make something to put the bench grinder on. I cut 4 2x6s at 40 inches and then 4 4x4s at 24, and I cut them. And I screwed them together like that. And I wanted this 2x6 to hang off of the 4x4 1.5 inches. So instead of measuring and marking each of these 2x6s, I just used a 2x4 piece of scrap as a jig. So, and there's a reason I did that. I cut 4 more 2x6s at 20 inches. And those are gonna fit right in between these two 2x6s on these that I already made. So I'm gonna get those put on, and I already can tell this is way bigger than I was planning on making it. So finding something for the top might be kind of a pain. Stupid garage floor. I've just been cutting a bunch of random pieces of wood, waiting for my battery to charge on my impact. I'm trying to use as much scrap wood as I can that's left over from when I rebuilt my deck. I cut 2 pieces at 16 that go in the middle here. Doesn't really do anything. I think it just makes it look a little bit cleaner. And then I cut 4 of these. This one's too short, so I'm not using it, but cutting 4 of these at 20 inches to go on the bottom. I'm going to be cutting 2 more at 16 to put up here. And then I was kind of thinking about the top. I completely overbuilt this. This is way bigger than I was planning on, but I was wondering what I was going to put on top. And I had a 2x10 that I kind of had up in my rafters for a rainy day. So I marked out 3 of these at 28 inches. And I got a couple more of these to cut. And then I guess I'll just be throwing it together. Some of this wood is just junk. That's not dangerous. Well, that's how it's looking. I tried to make it as square and as clean as I could. This wood is actually, it's okay for this project, but some of this wood is actually really nasty. I tried to cut off as much of the rotten parts as I could, and it's warped, and it ain't sitting very good on my concrete either, because my concrete's terrible. My whole garage has been splitting off into 4 quarters. But I still have some screws to put in, but all the structural ones are in there. I have a belt sander somewhere. I'm gonna look for that. I think before I put the bench grinder on here, I'm just gonna sand this down real nice. It's kind of rough. I spent about, I don't know, 20 minutes or so sanding the top of this. I don't care how it looks. I just did that to help not get a sliver later on when I'm moving this thing around. But now for the fun part. Gonna unbox this bench grinder and find a spot for it. And then I realize now the holes I drill for this, for the bolts to go through, I can use this. Instead of getting out my corded drill and messing with plugs and all that. All that goofy stuff. These protective things that go over the grinding wheels on here have to be the most dangerous things that you could even have on here. I don't even know how it's considered a safety feature because it just pulls stuff in here. It's terrible. I have seen people get pieces of metal stuck in this and like it was catastrophic, or pieces of clothing. Really pretty stupid. junk. There's the other one. I'm gonna save all this stuff so that I can throw it away at a later date. Now I got it looking the way it should be. So I'm gonna mount it on here. I want to put it off to the side instead of right here. I just feel like it's more out of the way. So I'm gonna center this. Otherwise, it's gonna drive me nuts. If it were like that, that would drive me crazy. So I'm gonna get my tape and measure, center this in there, and then drill 2 holes, 2 bolts. And then I'm gonna drill something back here so then I can put this power cord through that. And ultimately, I think I'm gonna run the power cord in here somewhere. I might even actually put like a power strip on this thing, a really heavy duty one. That way you can plug other stuff into it as well. But that'll be a later thing. So it's centered. I have 9 3/4 on each side. So it's right in the center, and then I took a screw with a really sharp end on it, stuck it through each one of these holes to mark where I need to drill. It's amazing how much easier that is with wood and not metal. All right, here's what it sounds like. And while that does sound loud, it's nothing compared to if I would have mounted it to this bench. Every single thing on this bench would have been vibrating. And as heavy as this whole thing is, it's really not putting a lot of pressure on the ground. So I was thinking, when I put the bottom on here, I was thinking I can stack up a bunch of weight. I got tractor weights, batteries. There's all kinds of stuff I could put underneath of here to kind of hold it down. So, but by putting this wire wheel on there, I gave myself an extra grinding deal. So I might work on this thing more, but for now it's good. I got a mess in here to clean up now, but I've used up pretty much most of my old lumber off of my deck, so that's cool. That way I don't have to move it around all the time, wondering what to do with it. And there's something I've been waiting to do for a long time. I got a little bit of rust and dirt on this. I have my grinding thing here. Safety first, only when it's practical.